All right, Darla Sturdy.
First of all, I have a quick question. Do each one of you get a letter from the city of Gresham and Mayor Bemis? Have you seen that?
I have it, but they have not seen it.
Do you have it with you?
I don't have
But that will be, what we're going to send it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always going to be going.
Okay, this was a letter directed to you as a board of directors and also Fred Hampson a couple weeks ago, asking about putting together a citizens review board, and Gresham, City of Gresham and Mayor Bemis have teamed up with me to try to be able to work with you on doing that. I kind of want to go over a few things. I thought maybe you might have already read it, but since you haven't, that might be something before Fred Hampson makes a decision for you, that you guys read it and help make that decision. I'd like to kind of give you a recap, a brief chronological chain of events to why the committee is necessary. 1, Aaron Wagner Sturdy was struck and killed by the TriMet train in 2003. 2, the accident was judged unavoidable. 3, after 18 months of picketing, newspaper articles, Gresham did a few changes, or TriMet did, at the station where my son was killed. 4, I went to Salem, passed a law requiring TriMet to conduct a study on the crosswalks for safety. This Senate Bill 829 was passed in 2007. 5, I came to you, the TriMet Board of Directors meeting, and the board was unaware of the required study, and only after my intervention at the board meeting did the study take place. 6, the study was completed, and it basically was less than accurate and called for additional reviews of each location. In Salem, March of 2009, Fred Hampson said there would be changes at Gresham City Station first, and we're going on as we speak. But they did have to change a total of 60 crosswalks and 33 on the east side. 7, I contacted and met with TriMet Safety Director Steve Banton, a safety expert in this area, and also Lynn Lauterbach in private, to try to bring some safety discrepancies to their attention to help prevent reoccurring of safety violations. These meetings were met with resistance. 8, went back down to Salem, met with the Senator Rick Metzger and the safety expert several times to educate him on the violations of accident reviews done by TriMet. 9, Senator Metzger facilitated a meeting with me, TriMet safety personnel, also attended by an ODOT representative and a safety expert from this area. Nothing came from that meeting. 10, additional meetings with helpful of Lynn Lauterbach took place also. 11, additional meetings with Senator Metzger took place, and he again helped facilitate a meeting with TriMet safety personnel, at which time I asked TriMet to seek an independent evaluation of their process. 12, this did take place. 20 random accidents were selected by TriMet and submitted for review. Basically, it stated that TriMet misjudged preventably 1 of 4 times. 25% error factor was determined by the independent review. And the review stated this is the norm for the industry. The private sector has a much higher standard, and the results of this independent review confirms our need for a safety review committee. 14, in November of 2009, a man was killed at Gresham City Hall, where they still had not fixed that crosswalk that Fred Hampson spoke about in March of 2009. 15, came to you in a meeting last month to ask for a safety review board. Also within the same week, Mayor Bemis and the City of Gresham, we teamed up so that we could send you a letter and asking of your support. The National Safety Council guides to determine the preventability of accidents is not properly being administrated by TriMet. This is substantiated by an independent review by a professional on my son's accident. This is further demonstrated by the TriMet's LRT reports regarding accidents, vehicles, pedestrian, and bicyclists. The failure to properly judge an accident has a cascading effect. First, It makes the process of judging an accident less credible. It doesn't help the future prevention because it states nothing more can be done. And ultimately, the public is less safe. For these and many more reasons, I have come to you and ask for support. I put together a citizens review board. This general overview of the time I have been involved to try to make it safer for the public, meant to give you the facts regarding the culture of TriMet in regards to being critical of themselves regarding prevention of accidents. If more specific timelines and meeting places are necessary, I can certainly give them to you by date. The framework of the last few years is what is provided to you, so the overview of the activities can be given their proper value to the safety of the general public. I wrote some notes and...
I need you to conclude, Ms. Green.
Okay. I just wrote some notes down. A real quick question for you, Fred. You talked about bringing in a gentleman from the National Safety Board, correct? And bringing them in to help judge these accidents.
Yes.
Right. Is that gentleman the gentleman that was from Florida that you've used for the past 3 years?
It could be that individual, it could be others that would be designated by the National Safety Council as an expert.
So this gentleman has worked with them for 3 years and we're still doing the same things. The other thing was, when my son was killed, there was a black box, and they talked about that. And the driver was speeding coming in the station. And she was found that she couldn't avoid the accident. She did think that she thought he would stop. It teaches you that there's 5 seeing habits. That's the higher level. That's the culture. The culture is to teach them that they can stop, to at least try to stop. If they continue to say, I'm sorry, we're driving a train, and you see ahead, you should have your foot on the brake and be prepared to stop. So I'm just asking, and I'll finish up, and just please take a look at the letter that should have been shown to you a week or 2 ago, and take a look at it and see what you think before you send a letter back to correction.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Street. Yes.
And Darla, let me just say back to you, you have done more to bring attention to whatever wasn't being done. The improvements made have been made. And I've sat through this with you, not from the beginning, but for the last 2 years. And I've sat with TriMet. And what Fred and TriMet has moved to here in Shelley is that involvement on the National Safety Council level. And I believe that will bring a lot of transparency to the procedures and to follow it all the way through. But you've done a good thing bringing it to the attention of this board. But I'm not sure a citizen review board would be an answer. And I've been through these for years, and I don't know that citizens on the whole are going to be able to really sit through and understand the whole
Well, they would have to be people that are from safety, and we have them in the area. And so it's kind of like you, the board. They give you the information they want you to hear. You didn't hear about the letter. You didn't hear about the law I passed. You should have to ask the question.
Well, I say you brought it to this board, and I walked through it with you, and I think you've done well by bringing a much higher accountability to the whole process. You've done a good job on your part, on your behalf. I do compliment you for that, but I say I'm not sure a citizens review board is the answer. I think bringing in this national safety expert that will sit through those fatalities and watch and be part of the process, not just an overview. He's going to be part of that process, is going to do more than any citizen review board could do.
Well, you would be part of it. That was in the
Yeah.
letter.
Okay.
Just a quick comment.
Yeah.
appreciate you bringing the letter to our attention. We will look at it, and Kelly is very good at getting us correspondence, so don't want you to think that that isn't happening, but we'll take a look, and if we have comments, we'll let Fred know.
Okay, thank you very
Okay,
much.
all right, thank you.